Turn our attention to racing now, and Max, one thing I can tell you in Atlanta, we couldn't get a bet on over there. Could not find a TAB or a casino. Pat Welsh and I had withdrawal symptoms.
Well, how come you managed to lose $200 on a certain event?
Because John Alexander got to me.
It serves you right.
Okay, Wayne Wilson's up in Brisbane. Wayne, when we talk of the United States last night, Cigar chasing a record 17th straight victory wasn't to be.
Yeah, no, it was not to be. He was beaten, Cigar. He raced in the Pacific Classic at Del Mar in San Diego, and a horse called Dare and Go beat him. Jerry Bailey is being widely criticised for his ride on Cigar. He attacked the leader Siphon, going through the first 800 metres in sub 46, the first 1200 metres in sub 110, and the first mile in 133. They ran pretty close to the track record, but it set it up for a run on horse and Dare and Go. A stablemate of the leader Siphon was able to dash home and beat Cigar at the end, ending the winning run. He's now equal citations record, but he hasn't broken it.
Well, we're going to look forward to a couple of champions back here in the spring too, Max, and you took great interest in a barrier trial this week.
Yes, barrier trials are only training aids, but both Octagonal and Saintly were beaten in this barrier trial at Warwick Farm on Friday.
From Lador Magic and Waver Tree up handy, and then Wholehearted. Circles of Gold Rain in Spain, Octagonal on the outside of Saintly, and Canny Magic is back last of all. 500 out,
the two key players back in the field. That's Saintly on the fence in the typical Bart Cummings colours, green and gold. On his outside is Octagonal in the cerise, the Ingham colours.
It looks as though he's covering a bit of ground there, Octagonal. Max, he's 3 or 4 deep. He pulls to the outside in the straight, does he?
Here he is now. He's on the outside now, and you'll notice Wayne too. I'd like your practised eye to give us your opinion on this. He gets a sound out, Octagonal. Now, note on the inside, Saintly having a very, very quiet trial.
Yes, he does look as though he's under double wraps, whereas Rod Quinn looks as though he's urging Octagonal a bit. It seemed as though he got to the line pretty well there over the final stages, Octagonal. And an interesting decision by John Hawkes to elect to go to Melbourne for the Manicato first up. That's next Saturday, 1200 metres.
A money decision, Wayne. That's always basically been on the agenda for Octagonal. Of course, he's been steered towards the Cox Plate. Hawkes was just reserving his decision a little because of the weather problems in Melbourne, but basically it has been Melbourne for Octagonal. Looking at that trial yesterday, looking at the horse on Friday, I think that Octagonal could well be vulnerable in the Manicato next Saturday.
Yes, well, I know you're very vocal in your praises for Saintly. In fact, you're of the opinion that Saintly is going to outstrip Octagonal in the spring. Is that correct?
Outstrip? No, I wouldn't quite say outstrip. Out-earn him, I'd say. But the ace I've got in my Saintly pack is that Saintly could well run in the Melbourne Cup. Now, there's a nice bit of hay to be earned there.
Yes, well, Octagonal, I think it's a bit of a gamble next week with the weather in Melbourne, taking him down south. I know Moonee Valley with their new Strath there is a very good wet weather track now, but a bit of a gamble there considering the weather that they've had there in recent times.
Well, Max, you also had great reps yesterday on a horse, a little filly with the light frame, but a huge heart yesterday at Randwick.
Yes, Denendry. Denendry is also trained by Bart Cummings, and I do think that she's going to win more races. Beedman took Denendry to the outside. You can see her coasting up there under 57, and this was a very clever ride. Certainly, Denendry couldn't have done an inch better, and it was the fine touch of Beedman, the master training of Cummings that won the day, but there will be more for Denendry.
Max, I think it's significant that we point out that Denendry loomed up to win it pretty easily, and they may have just petered out on her run the last little bit, but with 57 on her back and the times they were running, some of those times out of Randwick yesterday, very, very fast.
Yes, the track at Randwick yesterday, despite a very wide rail placing, was in very good order, but Denendry ran out of gas, as you say. The weight took its toll, but she will come on, and again, she will win more races.
Well, there was a race record there yesterday with Sovereign State, but how impressed were you with Clang, who finished second?
Well, they're all very smart 3-year-old sprinters, and Sovereign State, that Sovereign State with the white blinkers too from the outside now charging up. Clang is in the cerise colours, but if you can just pick out, Wayne, the other set of Ingham colours, the black with the white cap there, Mick Dittman on Accomplice.
Yes, didn't have a great deal of luck from all reports.
No, it didn't. It had scope for improvement, and while I'm not taking anything away from the place getters here, that Sovereign State, Clang going to the post very strongly, I do think Accomplice Accomplice is a horse to follow, can be placed to advantage.
Yes, just having a look at that replay there, Mick didn't get the opportunity to test that horse at all over the final 200 metres of the race, so the run was very good. He's one to watch for. I know they've got a big rap on him, Max.
Yes, well, he struck a scrimmage on the turn too, but you can't take it away from the winner. Sovereign State put up a brilliant performance, broke a race record, went a bit wide on the bend, went to the post well. He's another very, very good 3-year-old, but as a horse to follow, I think Accomplice will give us a payday.
Okay. Well, Wayne, up there, the Bushies are all in town for the exhibition, and the exhibition cup yesterday at Eagle Farm, and Simpose finished all over the top of them.
Yes, well, Neville Stewart's done a great job with this fellow. He's best known as a sprinter, of course, Simpose, but Neville's stepped him up a little bit in distance, and he's handling it okay, but he got up to the old Simpose tricks with about 200 metres to go. Here he is looming up on the outside. He now races in the gold colours with the black cap, but look at him getting that head up. He's turning it to the side. This is something that he's been known for right throughout his career, and Graham Burney is forced to nurse him and kid to him this last little bit. He goes at endorsement and got him right on the line. So Neville Stewart has done a good job with the horse, because initially he was regarded as a sprinter only, Simpose, but he's transformed him into a middle distance horse, and now he's going to chase some country cups in northern New South Wales with him.
Wayne, I didn't think that Simpose would get that journey without the assistance of a tow truck. Congratulations to all those involved.
Well, early in his career he was exclusively a sprinter, so they've done a good job, haven't they? What about Nothing Like a Dane? How did he look at Randwick yesterday? Were you impressed with him, his appearance and his work?
Looks superb. He's going to be a power in the spring too. Of course, in the autumn, Nothing Like a Dane was sore, according to Tommy Smith. He ain't now.
What about the Black Book, Max?
Well, the Black Book, I'm putting Saintly in the Black Book. I've got Accomplice in the Black Book, and of course Denendry. We'll have another look at Octagonal at Moonee Valley next Saturday. Perhaps he'll then go in the Black Book, but I think he's a worthy horse of the year.
Wayne, our thanks go out to you for tremendous work throughout the Winter Carnival. We've got Keith Hillier joining us from Melbourne next week, but a job very well done. OK,
thank you very much, Dave. It's been a pleasure being with you.
Yeah, Wayne Wilson, Keith Hillier joining us next week, your old sparring partner, Max. We look forward to that.
Yes, well, unlike you, I would say that he hasn't put on any condition while he's been away.
Oh, thank you very much. I'll come back. I'll leave. I'll get you as the year goes, and we'll take a break and be back in a moment.
Yeah.